Hi there, it's Brian again. I wanted to show you all a quick kind of impromptu project that I did today. I had been looking at making something like this for a while, and I actually bought a piece of deer skin that I'm going to use to make a haversack with. But I had an old painting drop cloth sitting around, and I figured I'd do kind of a dry run with that and see what I could throw together. And this is the end result. So I wanted to show y'all this right quick. I have not put a shoulder strap on it yet. You can see you've got the main compartment here. It's pretty good size. You've got the flap, and on the flap itself, you've got a pocket here, and then two smaller pockets there. The only other thing that I have left to do other than the shoulder strap is I'm going to put deer antler buttons on these two flaps just to close all that in so that your stuff doesn't come falling out. And then the weight of that, of course, will help close this, so I'm not going to worry about a closure on the main pocket itself. The way I made this was really simple. I literally started this around noon and finished it a couple hours ago, and I really haven't worked on it solid all the way through. I hand sewed most of this except for the first two stitches. Basically what I started off with was a piece of the canvas fabric which was about 3 feet long and it was 11 inches wide. And I doubled that over. You can see the two top seams here. Here's the folded seam here. I doubled it over lengthwise and I sewed up the inside edge. You can see this is the edge right here that sewed it up. What that actually gave me was a double fabric all over this because the actual canvas that I had is pretty thin. You can't really see very well from that angle. Let's see if we can... Yeah, you're not going to be able to see on the camera. But it's a pretty lightweight canvas, and I wanted something a little bit heavier duty. So I went ahead and doubled it. After I'd sewn up the seams, I turned it inside out, which gave me these nice sewn edges here. And from there, it was as simple as folding this part up and sewing down the sides. As you can see there. This is all hand stitched. Took me about maybe 30 minutes to hand stitch the two sides here. And then I came home and stitched the ends and then the center of the pocket here. I'd originally thought about making this, 4 little pockets, but I decided that I liked that long pocket there, especially for my file and my sharpening equipment. It fits in there really nicely. And then I've got my small char cloth tin and my little can that has my snares in it. Those two fit in that very nicely. So I have those things readily accessible on the top without having to dig into the rest of my bag. Now, total size, this is about a 10-inch by 10-inch square. Not perfectly square, but it's pretty darn close. So it's a little bit smaller than I would want to use for any kind of, if I'm actually going to use this for, my 10-piece scout kit or anything like that, I would want a little bit bigger bag. But like I said, this is a dry run. I just wanted to throw it together, see what it would look like, see how easy it would be to put together. And I ended up with a nice, pretty nice little bag. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, the main thing I would do differently would be the size of it. I need to make it at least, a 12 by 14 if I was going to do any kind of serious use with it. But I was able to pack a pretty good amount of stuff into it. Just for a size comparison, here is the cooking pot from the standard Boy Scout mess kit. If you're familiar with those, they're kind of all over the place, and most of us have had them from when we were kids. And I've had this one for quite some time. It's a great little pot. But you can actually, apologize for all my one-hand manipulations. That fits in there pretty nicely. I could fit that pot. Obviously, I would fill that pot with things. I could probably fill that pot with rope, or I could use and stuff my folding saw down here on the side. Put all my paracord in there. Slide my notepad in behind all that. I could probably fit most of my 10-piece kit items in this bag pretty handily. you know, either way, whether or not I end up using it a ton or not, I had a lot of fun making it. And if you were to combine this bag with, say, a Possibles pouch on your belt, then you would really have quite a lot of carrying options. So, there it is, my canvas drop cloth haversack. Total time invested, I'd say 2 hours. And that's just because I was taking my time and I didn't really sure what I was doing. I could probably turn one out in about 30 minutes. Yeah, maybe 45 minutes. So, there that is. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and maybe this will inspire some of you guys to go out there and grab y'all some drop cloths and make you some haversacks. It's really easy to work with. The needle I used, I actually got it sitting right over here. At least I did. There it is. Just a simple craft needle. This is actually the same needle that I used to stitch together my wool shirt that I showed you on one of my earlier videos. And it goes through this material really, really easily because this is such a loose weave. And as a side note on this loose weave canvas, it's 100% cotton canvas, and this stuff makes ridiculously good char cloth because of that loose weave. I had actually cut a bunch of squares out of it, made some char cloth a couple of months ago, and I had been using squares of t-shirt, but this catches sparks way, way better. So that's something you can use your scraps that you have left over from your haversacks. So whenever I get this finished up, get the shoulder strap on it, get those buttons sewn on and everything, I'll throw up another video, and maybe I'll throw up some video of it out in the woods, maybe me packing some stuff around in it. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.